Huddle Up Podcast is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Honestly, guys, I was going to start off talking about the Eagles and Carson Wentz, but news out of the golf world today providing us with quite the topic. And if for those that don't know, and if you're with us, I'm not sure how you don't know yet, but Tiger Woods currently hospitalized after surgery. He had multiple leg injuries. The word is fractures in both legs, a crushed ankle. They didn't say which one. After a vehicle accident in California, had to be taken from his vehicle with the jaws of life. And you know, so now he is obviously recovering from that. Not too long ago, had a back surgery that was going to potentially delay the start of his golf season this year. But pretty scary news from the golf world for obviously the biggest golfer in our lifetime, possibly of all time. And now if the reports on the injuries are true, and Sean, we'll start with you first and thoughts about what happened is, this season looks to be in doubt and potentially, this is something that could be really career threatening for Tiger Woods. So the important part is, right now today, seemingly he's okay, health wise, but has quite a road of recovery in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not something you want to read about, and I haven't gotten to get to a lot of those details of the injuries. The last report I had read was just kind of the accident, and that the extent of the injuries wasn't known. Obviously, at this point, no real word as far as toxicity levels, things like that. We want to, I hope for his sake and for everyone, that's not kind of the cause of everything. But yeah, the injuries definitely sound serious enough that we have to, I would think your obviously first focus is to get healthy as fast as you can. But in that amount of time, like you said, with the surgeries and things he's had before, and with his health kind of in the state it had been in over the past few years, it's not going to be easy. It's kind of one of those scenarios where you just, I don't know. I'm sure he'll be taking it one day at a time, but it's just kind of it's just one of those, one more stumbling block, one more piece of like this just hard to arrive at comeback that we've all been kind of waiting for and witnessing, and we kind of got the zenith of it with that Masters win, and then it's just kind of been in and out since then. So it's kind of a sad situation. Definitely, all the hopes, prayers, wishes all go kind of to the Woods family, and I wish them the best all around. But it definitely looks like this could be kind of that last little blip. Maybe not the way you wanted to walk into the sunset, but kind of that big sign that should happen.
Yeah, the LA County Sheriff's Department, they released some information earlier, and the reports from them were that it doesn't seem to be any sort of indication at this point that there was any sort of DUI or anything like that. So that's obviously a bit of refreshing news, because he dealt with some issues in the past, and and that doesn't appear to be the case. There was some reports that there was an event at the course he was headed to, and it was a country club that he was there yesterday, and it was a long day. It seemed tired. He was running it maybe a little bit late today, and I guess the road that he crashed on is kind of notorious, pretty steep decline, and is kind of notorious for accidents because of speed. So hopefully that's just the case. They did say that that he was wearing his seatbelt, and it probably saved his life. So just another reason to wear a seatbelt when you are traveling at any time. But there doesn't appear at this point to be any sort of any sort of drug or alcohol in related incident to it right now. Justin, your thoughts on Tiger and his accident today?
Yeah, I mean, one of the first things that kind of jumped to my mind, especially being somebody who travels, and I kind of can almost place things in time and frame of other things that I'm traveling and other times that I'm away. And the first thing that kind of jumped to my mind when I start seeing that ESPN information that started coming in was Kobe Bryant. Just a year ago, you're talking about, man, here is this on top of the world athlete, this person that we think as the best of the best of the best of their industry, and something like this that happens completely off the field, off the court, that you just go, wait, what just happened? And then you start seeing, oh, he's going in for an immediate surgery, and it just makes your mind start thinking. And this was just about a year ago when we were talking about the same situation with Kobe, not having any kind of expectation like anything like this would happen, and it just pops up out of the blue. And it just makes you really, sit down and think, and you're just surprised by it. And like Sean said, I mean, there's a certain part of it that you want to just kind of push away the hope for that majors title at some point and just think about where he is as a human being and hope for his, health and safety where he is right now. But yeah, it does make you wonder after that point going, what does the future hold? How does this affect, his stroke? How does this affect his power? How does this affect his walking for that matter? So
right.
It makes you think a lot of extra questions that kind of go in that line. And like I said, for me, just being somebody who travels and just thinking about it, it just reminded me of one of the last times I was traveling last year and hearing the same news about Kobe Bryant of some accident that you didn't expect to hear. And then all of a sudden, there it is, headline news.
Huddle Up Podcast is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that you made a comparison to Kobe Bryant because I was kind of thinking along those lines. There's so many times, especially when they're at a level of a Kobe Bryant or of a Tiger Woods, but even just kind of your lesser known names. I think there's a large part of being an athlete and being on that stage where a lot of us kind of forget that they're human, that there is that level of humanity that that life is still fragile, no matter how many championships you have or how many rings you've won or how many dollars you've made. The same type of risks that, millions of people and billions of people around the world take on a daily or weekly basis. These guys are taking them too. And I think we just kind of take that for granted because, they keep showing up on our TV and they keep entertaining us or winning titles or frustrating us. It just kind of depends, who we're talking about. But today's definitely one of those days where you have to kind of look twice and you ask questions like, is this even a real headline, or did somebody fake this, because we don't expect it, and you never do. So yeah, definitely a chance to kind of, in my mind, kind of humanize all athletes, especially in this case Tiger Woods, and just remind us that don't take your athletes for granted. Don't take your own life for granted. All these things are fragile.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and you talked about and mentioned the Masters win 2 years ago, and now kind of feels like a million years for multiple reasons. Obviously, the pandemic has changed time and how relevant time feels, but and in the same point, I mean, I remember watching him win that Masters and having this thought of like, well, can maybe he can catch Jack, and maybe this is kind of the second coming of Tiger Woods in a way, and since then, he hasn't really been able to recapture the dominance of that weekend in Augusta, and then you think of the surgery this year, and and now this, and there's obviously more questions than answers, and I definitely don't want to make any implications, because obviously right now the primary thing is for him to, get through the surgeries, get through the next coming days and weeks, and just start to begin to recover. But I said the same thing to my wife when we were eating dinner and I was watching some of the coverage on it. Is just like, man, ever since he won that Masters 2 years ago, it just feels like it has just been this real quick just downslide for Tiger Woods. And it's such a shame, because you go back to that day and you see the images of him getting the win and kind of celebrating with the other guys in the field, which was very different than the Tiger, the old Tiger that was just kind of standoffish and was all about I'm going to go out here and I'm going to beat your ass, and there's nothing anybody can do about it if I want to win this tournament. And it was such a different thing for him, and celebrating it with his kids. And it was like, man, this human version of Tiger Woods is almost more compelling than the original Tiger. And unfortunately, 2 years later, we're in a completely different situation with Tiger Woods, and it's absolutely just it's heartbreaking in a way. And the hope now is that that he can just get back and be healthy in any form or fashion. I think and this is another reminder, like the Kobe Bryant thing, that health and family and stuff like that is far more important than a game. Like, golf is a game. Either of you guys have any other thoughts before we get to some of the football talk at hand?
No, I think that pretty much touches on it. Just surprise day, not a positive surprise, but definitely something to keep an eye on in the next few weeks. And I wish the Woods family their best.
Huddle Up Podcast is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?